Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. Welcome new subscribers, lovely to have you here. I thought I'd do a wrap-up video for the week. No astrology, just tarot and whatever else wants to come in. Gosh, it's a time. It's a time. Thank you as well, everybody, for your amazing comments on the last couple of videos. What I really love about this family is how we all share our story without judgment or fixing, solving, mending. We just bring our story and share it. And there seems to be this beautiful, powerful mutual respect of individuality and what we're all going through. So I just want to really say thank you for that. Yeah. Okay. So I've pulled some tarot cards, just 6 to start with. And we start with the 6 of Swords. We had this card the other day. I get strong Gemini energy with this. And the seeking of harmony in the mind. So Swords' mind is air element. 1221. Okay. So there's a mirror here of direction. What am I thinking? Am I thinking new, forward, old, back? Am I thinking expansion and daring? Am I thinking staying in the comfort? No judgment. And this card is bringing in a lot of water element, which is saying go to your feelings, go to your emotions, and allow the inner voice to guide you forwards. And we had this big message recently about sustainability when I read from the Carl Jung's Red Book, and this beautiful passage about how nature grows and pushes a leaf out and then comes back to the stem, goes up. This is sustainable growth. This will be the rebuilding when the structure comes down. And we do that through careful concentration, through careful inner focus, listening and responding to the inner voice rather than the push. It's the allowing. It's honoring the divinity that is within. And sometimes it can look and feel as jarring and pointy, forlorn even. Because in the moving forward, there's obviously a letting go and moving away from and allowing the release of what has served. Okay. So there might be a lot of push-pull to and back energy. We are in this cardinal cross at the moment, which is about what leads us in our 4 directions, what leads, how we lead ourselves. Okay. And this just screams freedom and passion, wildfire. And when you plant your wand in the ground and stand by it and use it to ignite your personal fire, your expression, I just get the words rapturous joy. Why can't it feel like rapturous joy? So look for that signature as a key code. Am I in my rapture? Am I in my joy? Okay. So that's kind of, so those 2 cards are kind of the current energy. And the two cards in the middle are looking like what the transition is going to bring. And so we have, again, 6, another 6, which seeks harmony in the heart. So the Lovers is about making a decision that bonds you to your love. It's that simple. Making the decision, making the commitment, in spite of noisy crows, the push-pull, diligence, honoring, staying with, no matter what is pulling you out of alignment with your love. It's interesting as well. Look at this. We've got, I mean, this is Sagittarian energy here. Sagittarius seeks freedom of expression, freedom. It will kick the stable door open in its frustrated expression, but when it flows, you know, you've got the triple goddess here. So when it flows, it creates this sustainable one step at a time towards freedom, rather than breaking out of the pen and running roughshod. Yeah, it's like, it's not so much a tempering of the fire, it's a harnessing and allowing one step. And it might be a powerful, shaky step at a time, just gently but firmly making that commitment, heart-centered commitment. Choices. Okay. So I'm being taken back to the time message from this week, the last video. And I'm noticing that I feel a bit sick, but I feel sick in my heart. And what I'm being shown is that sometimes the freedom of choice can create confusion and overwhelm. Or overwhelm and plenty. There's a card in one of these decks which is overwhelm and plenty. But when we know where our love is focused, we can make a choice. And what I'm being shown is like a matrix of every life ever lived. Can I put this? Being presented as a portrait. And it's not coming in the form of a linear timeline. So this isn't about timelines collapsing. This is about access. And so it's an access to this time space thingy that's coming in, where as I stand and look at the portrait, it's like I can go, oh, okay, right. So yeah, okay, right. I want that flame. I want that horse. I want that commitment. And I want to turn all the bowls upside down to see what's in them. And I'll have that, and I'll have a bit of that. It's this kind of recipe building to build something that's so unique to you as you step into your signature, your soul song. There's a real difference here. It's like the breaking away from normal. I think I said in the last video, there's going to be so many new expressions of giftedness. And this is what it's feeling like. And the sickness has now turned to heat in the solar plexus. So it's fire coming online. How does that fire meet a somewhat stultified world that has turned its light down and turned its light down again and again and again? And now it's converting to kind of a nervousness. It's moved into the heart. And I get the word original. To be your original self. Which might feel scary. And so there are two cards underneath the current energy, the transition point, and this is looking very much like what we're leaving behind. And I'm going to read them inverted because that's how they came out. So it's leaving behind this kind of somewhat stuck, same, can't move forward, Four of Cups, holding on. And that just, I mean, that just screams, yeah. Right. So what I get is she's kind of looking in this direction where her expectations may have been, and looking at the disappointed bowls, which turned the right way up, but none of them fitted her expectation. But her expectation might not be able to see the absolute rainbow of color that's coming in to fill this bowl up. Although her left hand is making contact, the heart hand, the feminine hand is making contact with that. And all she has to do is turn her head towards the rainbow. But she might be so wrapped up in some old narrative which keeps her looking in this direction. So we're letting go of that. Okay. Let go. Just let go. That's done. That's done. Those old dreams are done. Oh, we had this, didn't we? A couple of videos ago where we had like the smashing of the 10 of cups, 10 of coins, the happy ever after. That can be an expectation of an outcome. And we're letting go of burdensome creation, where creation has become mired in the burden of being normal, acceptable, welcomed, belonging, all of that old stuff. It just places burden on something that is just it's just a flame. It's just a flame. Okay, does that make sense so far? And the underlying card is the Knight of Pentacles, who builds one step at a time. He's building sustainable growth. Okay. There's no galloping or rushing. This is steady, sustainable growth. Okay, I want to go to the Shaman deck for more messages to do with this transition. Wow, they've gone really quiet, haven't they? What I actually get with this is galactic weather. And if anybody follows galactic weather, you'll know that at the moment the sun is really behaving like a series of M-class flares, one after the other after the other. I'm going to get a clarifier on that. Yeah, it's what that's telling me is to look at the bigger picture. as a way forward, as a key at the moment, is to look at the bigger picture, because these challenging moments are going to come into sharp contrast and fade out, come in and fade out. And when we look at the bigger picture, yeah, okay, it's making sense now. And look at the bigger picture and remember that unification is simultaneously happening in the field. What's happening to us is because of what's happening in this galactic weather. Stefan Burns does galactic weather. I've shared a couple of his videos on the community tab. And what's happening to our electromagnetic field. I mean, recently I woke up and I had sunburn. I have sunburn on my top lip. There's no sun in England. It's just pure fire. You know, when I check in with my elements, I am all fire and air, all fire and air. So I'm permanently dehydrated, not sleeping, channeling every morning. It's overwhelm and plenty. And so finding a way to navigate through that. So I wonder if you can talk to the Earth Keeper, please. It's like there's something from beyond coming in to affect the energies on Earth, which is in turn affecting the body, the mind, the fire, the water, spirit. That's the canvas. That's the canvas. Limitless possibility. So we're talking quantum. So these are quantum changes. Yeah, just sit on the bridge for a few days. Just sit on the bridge, bringing the light in. This is the higher self coming in, the higher mind coming in. Masses of energy. But what do I do with it? Nothing. Nothing. No thing. It is no thing. Yes. It's just higher mind coming in. Okay, keep going. This is good. Keep going. Mm. Mm-hmm. Mm. Yeah, yep. Got it. Okay. So one of the things that's going to slow down this commitment to love, the self-bonding, the bonding with the self, is what happened to you as a kid. What happened to you as you were growing up? What imprinted upon you and caused you to affect the expression of your light in whatever way? So we have Pluto squaring the nodes, and that really is going to drive us to go underground to get that little one up. Okay, turn the light up at that level. You'll be an unstoppable force. Okay, so there's going to be more child work going on at a deeper level, and really supported as well. It's really supported. And when you get here, that happens. When we radically accept with love, then we come into this bonded union with ourselves, all of ourselves. You know, we don't speak much on this channel. I don't speak much on this channel about the adolescent self, but as we're growing up, we put out two branches. It's the analogy I trained with. And one is the child branch and one is the teen adolescent branch. And if those aspects of ourself we're in any way held back, they will hold us back from fully blossoming. And so at some point in life, a lot of people who do soul work will go back and get the little one, okay, and lift that branch up so that the little one can make its way back into the trunk and grow up to the canopy and express all of itself. And the same with the teenage self. Adolescence is a very different energy. It's fire. It can be fire and anger and passion and chemicals. Okay, get all of that under the same umbrella and you have a fully embodied, integrated, holistic self-expression, self-managing leadership. I just want to let's put that in the middle there, push those out of the way. I just want to get a little bit more on these two and ask what is supporting that growth, or what will support that growth. Okay, there's a lot of support. I will whiz through these cards. There's a lot. First one out. Straddling worlds. I want to say it's off-world help. He's wearing a ring. That's his left hand. He's wearing a wedding ring. Okay, let's keep looking. Oh gosh, there's a gazillion cards have come out. That's the fully embodied self. It's the courage to step into life, the courage to step all of you into life. Okay. It's an uplift, a turning of the wheel, a clearing of karma, an elevation of consciousness. Like this, like this. That's the portrait. It's like the whole matrix. Shopping. It's that. I'll have that and that and that. These are all my previous experiences. It's like the whole map is coming in at a quantum level, and the way to access it is to go in. This is like galactic mycelium. It's all the connections. Oh, it's massive. It's absolutely beautiful. It's all of the connections lighting up. You could say it's all the neuroconnectors lighting up at a galactic level. 24/6, yes. Space and time. Alchemical marriage. Keeps coming back to this 6. Alchemical marriage. Ah. Okay, I'm just being reminded, I did a piece of work in the liminal the other day, which is this. So I've now got the context for the piece of work that I did, and it's galactic. It's galactic union. Yeah. It's linking to that. Okay. Sublimation of the ego, shattering the mirror, shattering the expectations, shattering the dream, the limited dream based on what we live in. Emptying. 16, tower energy. My gosh. Oh gosh. Emptying, but we've got to go in. We've got to go in and go right down into the underbelly where you hid your gold. What do you want? What do you want? 20 speaks of unity. Look at this. This is just all, it's all lovers. It's all lovers, unity. So connecting to galactic families, galactic lineage, bringing it all in. Oh, this is stunning. Choices and their consequences. Well, yeah, that will be part of the emptying of the well. It's the realization, the consequences of turning our light down. The fear of shining. Confidence in your magic. What I get with that is my truth isn't your truth. Resourcefulness. We spoke about that in the last video about, North Node in Taurus is pointed us towards personal resource. And yeah, it can speak of the physical and money. But if we talk about answers, do we get our answers from out there? Or do we listen and go to internal resource to find that union? And while we're finding our union with ourselves, we might get prickly. It's my truth. My truth isn't your truth. That is speaking in the sword voice. My truth isn't your truth. It isn't an insult. It's a statement of fact. Yeah. Sublimation of ego, becoming a hollow bone. Teachability. How teachable are you? There's the question. How teachable are you? So it looks like this little one has all of this to offer, to bring when we go in and get and listen and respond with love. Deep quiet, deep quiet. Some lovely hermit energy here. It doesn't kind of feel that, when the hermit comes out, it can sometimes feel isolated and lonely, but it feels different today. It feels willful. Yeah, it's that steady Knight of Pentacles energy. One step at a time. There's nothing, there's no obligation. That's the burdens coming in. That's beautiful. That's a stunning message. Thank you. Yeah. And the underlying energy. Can't make this up. And again, initiation. Sitting on the bridge, bringing it all in. Straddling worlds. I might shall I pull a couple of galactic cards and just see what's coming in? Yeah, I get the odd person asking me what deck I'm using. All of the most of the decks, there are a couple that aren't in there, are in the description box with my contact details. and website. So this is the Galactic Heritage, and I'm just curious. Bear with me. I did a big reading. I need to put these back. Just talk amongst yourselves for a while. So in the next few days, is it today, tomorrow, Venus will go retrograde in Leo. The house of passion, flame, fire, joy. Okay, so let's speak to this. Interesting. Do I need to say any more than that? Alienness. What on earth? What on earth is going to start birthing? Non-humanoid parallel dimension, which means it doesn't exist in the physical. And the underlying energy is, of course, survival fears. Because when we bring too much difference, we attract the shunning, let's call it, the shunning of fearful minds, mediocre minds, call it what you will. The minds that cannot embrace change, growth, potential, starlight. And so that will trigger this deep survival fear, which we appear to have incarnated with. Excuse me. So dehydrated. See what the underlying story is. A lot of Zeta Reticuli coming in. Homing beacon. Complete surrender. Balanced relationships. Returning the favor. That's interesting. Yeah, I don't want to get lost in this underlying story. That's for another time. But yeah, alienness and how we bring our alienness. Okay. So I'm being guided towards the Gaia deck, which I haven't used for ages. What would you like to say to this message? What is relevant to this reading for you? Thank you. Union. All I get from that is an aligned magician. fully aligned, in his joy, expressing through his higher mind, using all of his magic. But if that's the new normal. Union, 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 union. Okay, I'm going to start wrapping this up. Let's go, Sacred Rebels, and see if we can pull this down a little bit. Okay, final few messages, please. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah. I think that's the takeaway action, is to listen in. Go right to the bottom of the well. Listen to that inner voice. Listen and listen and listen. They're showing me a telephone line that goes straight to the universe. When you go in, you're calling the universe. Coming to life. That's it. That's it, people. I'm going to thank you all for being here and wish you a magical weekend, whatever that looks like. And I will see you all again next week. Take great care, drink plenty of water. And thank you for your love. Take care. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.